I saw you present for the first time at IDEA Personal Trainer Institute Virtual just this past February. Your lecture on how to create profitable digital, virtual, and live products was packed with actionable advice. You've done other presentations like this on the fitness event circuit, and you've consulted for a lot of companies in the industry, as you mentioned. If you had to pick 3 of the biggest pain points among our pros or in the fitness market in general concerning product development and marketing, what would those be?
So number one is by far fear. People are paralyzed by fear of the unknown, of not knowing how to start, where to go. And this paralyzing fear stops them from making any movement going forward, which ties into the second part of not utilizing the other people in the fitness industry. We have this fear that we are in competition with each other. And my stance is that we're not in competition with each other. We're in competition with Lazy Boy. And if we are united together, we can actually make a difference in people's lives. So if you have a fear of not knowing where to start or what to do next, rely on your community of other fitness professionals. Ask them for help. If you see someone doing something that interests you, that you would like to do as well, is speak to them, ask them how they got started, because there's always a chain of line. There's always a team of people working to put a product together, a program out there. There are ways that these people learned how to do it that you could then in turn learn how to do it as well, or form really meaningful connections and partnerships with people who are doing things that you see that may interest you and how to grow your business or how to take the next step forward.
Mm-hmm.
My third thing is that we also have it in our minds as fitness professionals that we have to be super target and we have to make everyone happy. And we are coming to the realization now that we don't have to be super target. If you're really authentically you, then the people that speak your language, that wear the style of jeans that you provide, are going to be interested in the type of fitness that you put forward. So we need to stop trying to people please and instead really focus on the target demographic we want to work with. And this allows for us to be very true to what we're creating, making sure that we're the expert in putting together the best product and that we're not putting forward things that may confuse the consumers or not fully express ourselves authentically and true to the business we're putting forward.
What a great way to encapsulate those points. So just to repeat, get over your fear. Number 2, utilize others in the industry. There are a lot of people who have expertise in this area and who, we're in an industry full of givers. Just
Mhm.
reach out to people and ask for help. And then third, you don't have to super target. Be authentically you. And, we can all get over this lazy boy effect because that is our competition.
100%.
So in this realm of product development and marketing, what question do Fit Pros ask you the most? What are they most confused about and what advice do you give them?
The number one question I get all the time is, what do I create? It's the basis of all questions comes back to what do I create? And I always lend people back to the question of, well, who do you want to serve? Who is your target demographic? Because if you can pinpoint your target demographic, then you can find their pain points. And everything that you create as a fitness professional in order to serve your target demographic should answer a pain point. So if you pinpoint your target demographic and you dive into what are they Googling at 2 a.m.? What are they missing? What are the big humps they have to get over in their daily life? And your products or services answer those pain points, then you are attracting the clients you want to work with things that are no brainers to them because it's already what they're looking for. So if you have the question of like, how do I even start? What do I even do first? Figure out the pain points of your pinpointed target market and create based on those questions.
And would a good way to arrive at that answer be just to survey your people?
Absolutely. Survey your people, but also starting to look around on the internet. We can use social media, blogs, and other services that are like minded individuals to figure out what are people really wanting. Asking them's a great thing because they'll be able to be fully authentic and open. But at the same time, you can do what we call social listening, which is going to social media and seeing what questions are they asking within Facebook groups, what questions are they looking for on Instagram, what hashtags are trending, because these are pain points that people are actively searching. And if your expertise aligns with those pain points, then you become the person who can provide the answers.
It's so simple and it's so available to everybody. Just get online and start scrolling and pay attention to what you're reading, right?
Just listen. They're telling you. We just have to find ways of listening to them.
Right. So, my favorite quote from your PTI presentation is as follows. I'm going to quote directly. You were reactive enough in 2020. It's time to slow down, strategize, and move forward. Rip off the band aids from last year and start building with purpose and understanding of why you're doing what you're doing. Can you share an example of how you see people getting in ruts with their offerings or their marketing approaches? How do they get clear of those things to make progress? And what do you think is holding Fit Pros back from being more innovative?
So we all did it last year. We all felt this scarcity that all of our clients were going away, our classes were going away, our gyms were closing. So what did we do? We started becoming yes people. We said yes to everything. Whether we wanted to teach it or not, whether we wanted this client or not, whether we wanted to get up at 5 a.m. and do a Zoom call or not, we said yes to everything.
Mhm.
And what we did was load our schedules with things that weren't going to be sustainable for the long term. They were sustainable for right then in that moment when everything was shut down and we were at home. But when life has started to open back up, we've quickly realized that what we said yes to last year didn't align with our goals, didn't align with our life, didn't align with where we wanted to be in the next year. We just were so scared in the moment of losing it all that we said yes to everything. So we have to kind of backtrack a little bit and figure out of all the things that I said yes to, what actually moves me forward and gets me closer to my goal. And I have a really good example of that. I'm lucky enough to be the senior director of instructor development at Fit for Mom. And at Fit for Mom, when everything shut down last year due to COVID, we quickly pivoted and offered shorter virtual classes for our instructors to be able to teach. But again, this was in the moment of, oh, scarcity. These moms aren't going to have an hour to work out. They're not going to want to work out for an hour on Zoom. We need to give them short little snippets, but it wasn't sustainable for the long term. We had to get back to, you know what we're actually good at are these 60-minute interactive mom and kid and stroller classes or mom only classes. Like that is what our business model is about. And we need to get back to that. So looking back and figuring out, okay, I may have thrown some spaghetti at the wall, but what can I actually continue to use in the next year?
Right, because the spaghetti might be falling off now.
Probably, or it's really decayed.
Yeah, and that it was such a great example you provided. Just really reevaluate everything you did reactively last year and look forward.
Absolutely. And figuring out what is it in line with your overall goal and your overall why of being in the fitness industry? And that's another hot topic we hear quite often is why are you here? And if you still have a hard time answering why and what you want to see in yourself in the next 5 years, then pause everything and take some time to dig in over the next few months and really figure out where do you want to be in 5 years, and then you can go back and reassess what should I be doing to get me there.
And you know, the why does change. It sometimes more frequently than others. But what do you think a good revisit of the why is? What's a good time frame for that? Every 6 months, every year? How do you do
I
it?
Yeah, I personally think that it's when something big happens in your life, that it's not necessarily based on timetables, but it's when you have your first kid or your kid goes to school and or you have the opportunity to move or something big happens that changes in your life, then you have to pause and kind of reassess. I know that the big change for me came when my child went to school because suddenly I had a lot more free time and I wasn't dueling this two different lifestyle, and I could get back to really focusing, okay, well, what do I want professionally? Where do I want to grow here? So I could spend more time while he was at school focusing on that professional aspect. So anytime something big happens, there's a big change in your daily life, your daily habits, take some time to assess then.
Super practical. Thank you for that.